Peace and blessings. This is your brother Malak Hanif, aka the Benevolent Winds, coming through with another video for you. Coming through with them breezes. Hopefully that I hope that you probably need. Chosen one. Chosen ones. We're going through a major shift right now. The world is going through a major shift, right? The world is going through a major shift right now. And because of this major shift that's going on, as many have been reporting, there seems to be a shift in the morale of the peoples, in the masses, a shift in the behavior, a shift in the interactions, if you will. A lot of you are noticing an uptick in hostility and aggression, negativity, pessimism, all these different types of things that are going on, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because something somewhere somehow signified to Satan and his minions that time is getting shorter. And as a result, he's up. He's ramping up, he's vamping up the aggressions and the hostilities in all and every vessel that he can, in hopes that some will fall away, in hopes that some will crush us up, that some will fall or fall under pressure. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be strong. We really got to be strong in these days, because they're not going to pull no punches. All right, it's going to be a blitz. It's going to be an all-out barrage to try to break your faith. Like I said, Satan had his eyes on Job. Not just Job. Satan had his eyes on Peter to sift him like wheat. And when you're sifting something, when you're threshing something, you trying to get that thing to the finest bit of grain that you can. You want to get it down to the darn near the molecules of it. So you're trying to break this thing down, strip it bare if it were possible. Now imagine that on spiritual terms, what that would look like, for to have a being or to have an entity focused on wanting to sift and purge you or try you in every way possible, to test you in every facet possible, to try under the intention of proving that you're not who you say you are, that you're not what you profess you are, that you're not a disciple of the God you claim that you're a disciple of, right? That your love for your God is conditional and not unconditional. And so he would love to have permission to do any and all those things he can to try to break you, to try to poison you, to try to weaken you, to try to confuse you, to try to break your mental, because it's a lot of this mental, spiritual, psychological, if you will. It's all about trying to break your mental. You really got to be strong in your faith and spiritually grounded. You really got to be on your point mentally, because the things out here in this world that you see will try you on that level. Like I said, like it literally, sometimes it feels like the battle, even though we feel the physiological aspects of it, we more so feel it on a physiological aspect than we do an actual direct physical flesh and blood sense, right? It's like the war is in the mind and the psychology more so than it is in the flesh and blood, hand to foot combat, if that makes sense, right? But that's why it's so important to lean into the Most High, to lean on the Most High. And I know a lot of you chosen ones, a lot of us chosen ones, period, a lot of us of the house of Israel feel tempted to try to turn to man. But let's be honest, how many of us try to turn to man and found out what? Utter disappointment, right? Rejection, ridicule, ostracizing, right? Denial, ignoring, rejecting, because it's not meant for us to lean on man. It's meant for us to lean on the things of this world as much as we need to lean on the eternal God and whom we know, whom we serve. And yes, just as we believe and walk up in the Most High and we are the representation of the Most High's people, best believe Satan has his minions out here. Made a video, not too long ago, and a brother made a comment on saying whatever he was saying, but the gist of it was that, oh, this is all physical, no spiritual. I'm like, nah, for those who are truly spiritual Israel, we know that we are God's people on earth. God chose us. Now, we didn't choose him, he chose us. And therefore, consequently, Satan has his own people. And they do his work. And he got 2/3 opposed to the Most High's 1/3. So yeah, that's part of why we feel what we feel and experience what we experience, because Satan's got 2/3, whereas we are 1/3, right? So that's why we feel the difference. That's why sometimes it feels overwhelming. But in the heavens, there are more that support us than those who are against us, and that's a blessing. It's a blessing that we have that we have to keep that in mind. Yea, in the flesh realm, there are more against us than for us. But in the spiritual realm, there are more that are for us than there are against us, and they are more mightier and powerful. We literally are given the power in Hamashiach, in Christ, to tread on serpents and scorpions. And serpents, they hiss and they deceive, right? Excuse me, serpents, yeah, serpents, they hiss, right? And they deceive, just like, no, was it not, no, I forgot the word in Hebrew, forgive me. But yeah, they are attributed to deceiving. And scorpions, they sting, right? They want to sting you all the time. They want to sting you, just like the sting of death, to make you afraid, to make you fearful, to make you panic, to make you have anxiety, to tempt you to do these things. But we don't have to. We can stand boldly in the Most High, even in the shadow of the valley of death. Like, that's what some of us are going to have to give. I'm telling you, some of you chosen ones, some of us chosen ones may be called today to look death in the face. Some of us may even have to taste the sting of it unjustly, just like Christ did. But we got to have that fear, that real faith, that real solid faith that, yo, the Most High got me. The Most High got us, and that's a real big thing, because we're living in these days where Satan is roaring around and he's roaring, and his roars, right? His beast cry is intimidating to those who aren't founded in Christ. And that intimidation can tempt them or provoke them to take the coward's route, to self-sabotage, to betray their brothers and sisters to the death. And we have to be the ones to be wise and say, no, we're not going to choose that. We're going to stand in the fiery furnace with the Most High, with the Hamashiach. We'll be lowered down into the lion's den and still keep our peace and keep our faith and keep praising the Most High. That's what some of us have been called to, you feel me? That's what some of us have really been called to. But I ain't going to keep this video long. We're going to keep it short. But yeah, it's definitely been an uptick. And you ain't alone in feeling that. It's a lot more cold spirits, a lot of more whisperers, a lot of more backbiters, a lot of more devil and satanic worshipers and embracing dark arts. As times get desperate, you can see it in a lot of, especially for physical Israel, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? And just you see it in all the spiritual Israel as well, that, a lot of our women are now becoming more tempted to turn to harlotry, to turn to prostitution, to turn to, all these things that are of no real benefit to them, as in the means to try to survive in a crooked and perverse society. To try to survive in Satan's kingdom, they are tempted and they're being seduced into following, into prostituting themselves to try to survive in Satan's kingdom. It's crazy. But that's just a sign of the times that we're in. Well, anyhow, spiritual Israel, chosen ones. You got to youth. Youth out here. God bless them. They are the future. We got to protect them. Word up. But anyhow, spiritual Israel, chosen ones. It's your brother Mahalak Hanif, a.k.a. the Benevolent Winds. Still going to keep coming through with them breezes that I know that you take it with me. Know that you need. All right? Till next time. Peace.